You clicked on this video because you want to know if you're about to enter a winning season. Now, this video isn't scripted. This video, there's literally all off the top of my head. I've come up with an idea here to tell you, and I'm just going to go through it with you. So, first of all, winning seasons are a thing. There is such thing as a winning season. It's not some made up thing. It is actually something I feel like, especially within business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an existing entrepreneur, you're about to start entrepreneurship, start a business, you're going to know that basically, there's going to be winning phases, there's going to be losing phases. And it's all kind of part of the process. And I'll get a bit more onto that in a moment. But first things first, how do you know you're going to enter a winning phase? So there's actually a quote that I don't quote me fully on this because I'm not, 100% accurate, but it's something like you got to reach the lowest lows before you can reach the highest highs, or it's something like that, or it's like the highest heights. But anyway, just imagine that's the quote, right? What that means is if you're going downhill right now, if things are going not too good, like right now, I'm going to be brutally honest with you because I always am on this channel. Things this month, like sales-wise, results-wise, stuff like that, it's not as good as it has been, It's gone down slightly, ever so slightly. It's not, crazy bad, because obviously if I compare it to what I was achieving before, it's not ridiculously crazy bad, but things have visibly gone down. Now, there's a reason I'm not worried, like, too much or panicking too much, and that is because I know that this happens because I'm about to go into a winning season. Now, the reason this happens before a winning season, I'm not sure if you are religious or not, but how I believe it is that God is testing us. God is testing our sort of ability to push through. God is testing if we are worthy. And I mean, you got to just think, right? God puts us through this challenge to be able to reward us in the future because he doesn't want to just reward anyone. He doesn't want to reward some random person for doing nothing. And that's why, like, people who are lazy, people who don't try, don't get lucky. The reason people get lucky is because they've actually tried at something. Even if someone wins the lottery, right, even though it's a lot of luck, they've still had to go and buy the ticket, most likely more than once, right? They've still had to go and be delusional enough to believe that they can win the lottery in order to win it, right? And obviously don't think that's the case. It's still a bit of luck with the lottery, but, you get my point. You're going to have to be a bit delusional to think you can win it to then get it. Same applies with business, but obviously there's a guarantee that you can win. There's a guarantee that you can get it if you just keep trying. Now, the reason that you win after a losing season, the reason that losing seasons make winners is because most people, I'm talking 99% of people here, and that's why there is a gap between the 99% and the 1%, is because most people in the situation of a losing season are going to give up. Now, if you can keep going through a losing season, you can keep yourself accountable for your actions and you can keep pushing every single day, no matter what, then you are going to win. And it's guaranteed because the amount of mental power and the amount of physical power and everything it takes to be able to push through a losing season when results aren't high, but you're just focusing on your inputs, the amount of power and discipline it takes to do that is absurd. If you can do that, if you can control your mind, you can control your discipline to do something like that, you're unstoppable. You're guaranteed to win, right? It might take longer than someone else. It might be quicker than someone else, but the point is it's going to happen. And that's exactly what I think, right? It might be a technical losing season right now, but I know a winning season is going to follow up, especially since, I'm going to talk a bit more organic dropshipping here because this is what I do. With organic dropshipping, the losing seasons, it can be hard because obviously you're going to be filming product videos, you're going to be finding new products, stuff like that. You can feel like a bit of a standstill. But what you got to understand is, have a look around, have a look at other people that are doing the same business model you. They're making money. Obviously, make sure they are actually verified they're actually making money with the business model and not some other way. But, me personally, I'm in a Discord. I've got a bunch of different people that I network with and they're all genuine people. And some of these guys are making, I'm not going to name anyone, but they're making big money, right? And that is another reason why I keep going, because if that's something else you need to instill into your mind, right? If someone else can do it, so can you. If someone else can build their dream body, then so can you. If someone else can make £10,000 or $10,000 in a day, then so can you. But the point is, they've had to go through a winning season. A lot of people online, obviously comparison is the thief of joy, but a lot of people online, you look and you'll see their lives. It's hard to not compare yourself to some people sometimes, especially when someone, same age as you is making more money. I do it myself. It's a bad habit to do, but it's kind of inevitable, right? And in that situation, you just need to understand that they have gone through losing seasons to get to that. It's very glorified now, you know, they're getting rewarded for pushing through now, but you've got to understand that the parts where they've gone through struggle, the parts where they've gone through pain in order to get to where they are now, aren't on the camera, most likely. I know there's a lot of genuine guys out here, though, as well. Someone I watch specifically, I'm not going to name him, but, you know, you'll probably know who he is. He's recorded like everything, the highs, the lows, literally every single day, just genuine, like out there. And I haven't recorded every single day, obviously, but I've been recording quite a lot. I've got like over 120 videos now. There's a few like information based videos, but there are a few videos as well where I kind of explain my situation, especially at the start. And you know, I like to be open with it. I don't like to, you know, try and glorify anything, but I share my wins, I, you know, share my losses as well, and I kind of instill that in videos. But you just got to understand that losing seasons are kind of part of the process. If you can get through a losing season, if you can win against a losing season, then that is what makes you winner. That's what makes you set apart from the others. Now, a quote I want to relate this video to, again, I said I wasn't reading off a script, but I have got a quote right here, which is from Rocky. So the Rocky movie, if you know Rocky, then obviously it's going to make a lot of sense. If you don't, then just search Rocky Balboa, and it will make more sense. But just for a little overview, it's like a boxing story, and you know it's a lot more to it though. He was like going through lots of tough times and stuff, and I haven't actually like watched it in a while, but it was basically, you know, he went through tough times and he ended up winning, and it's basically what I think it was his coach that said to us, or whether it was Rocky himself, but it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, that relates to exactly what I've just said in the video, because it's not about how much you can put in. Obviously, in a way it is, but it's also about how much you can take, because, you know, let's say someone had just started a business and they put all of their effort in, or all of the effort they believe they can put in at the start, and they're like, yeah, let's get started, let's get started. Month in, nothing's come out of it. And let's say they don't have the how hard you can get hit sort of part there. They're just going to give up, right? Because they think, oh, well, I've put loads of work in, I got nothing from it, so what's the point in doing it? But it's like mining for diamonds and just missing them, you know? It's the same thing in this situation. Like, if you put in loads of effort and you just started with something and you're like, oh, well, I got nothing from it, and you've got like no delayed gratification skills, you're just like, oh, that's it, it's over. But the point is, if you can just keep going when things get tough, then you're hitting hard, but then you're also knowing how hard you can get hit, and then you're still moving forward, you know. Life's hitting you, you're getting challenges, you're getting all this, but you're going through it, you're pushing through it. You know, you're just taking punches from life, punch after punch from life, but you're still going, and that is how winning's done. That's how you win, that's how you move forward. And that is how a losing season can feel sometimes. A losing season can literally feel like you're in the corner of the ring, you're getting punch, you just got your guard up, you know. As long as you keep that guard up, in theoretical terms, you are going to, you know, stay afloat, you're going to stay above the water, you're going to stay on track. And basically, the way you keep your guard up is by just trying every day still, not falling off, you know, not missing out on things, not missing a day, not missing tasks, not resting because it's not working. You're going to keep your guard up, because as soon as you let your guard down, you've lost, you know, you've gone. As soon as you let that discipline go, as soon as you take those days off, and you know, as soon as you just skipping those tasks and not putting in as much effort, that's when you just lose even more. And there's been plenty of times I've let my guard down and that's happened. But I'm learning more now that it's important, you know, to keep that theoretical guard up through the losing seasons, so that as soon as that opportunity arises, as soon as your opponent, or as soon as life in theoretical terms gets, you know, kind of tired of hitting at you, that's when you can slide through, you know, with that punch, with that uppercut, whatever, and come back through and start winning again. So that's like a fighting style of term there. I thought I'd link it to that because of the Rocky quote. But its theoretical term is, you know, that's how it works, right? The losing season, you're getting hit, you're in the corner of the ring, and then you see the opportunity to just punch up. And like one of my good friend's uncles used to like fight in Muay Thai as well, and he had this exact same situation. You know, he's in the corner of the ring, he's getting hit. This opponent was like a lot more skilled than him, and he had a lot more fights, and then, you know, boom, he came through with the punch and kind of startled him. And that's how you need to do it with life. Imagine theoretically theoretically, if you're going through a losing season right now, just imagine you're there in the corner of a ring with your guard up. Think you need to get out of that situation. And the only way you can get out of that situation is by manning up, becoming more confident, you know, and just going and, you know, getting back out of it, hitting back at life. And the way you can hit back at life theoretically is by just putting in the work, you know, showing God that you're worthy of the rewards, and then he can reward you with them after you do the tasks, after, you know, you set you to do this, you do all the tasks you need to do, start working towards your goals, you'll start, you know, getting more, you'll start achieving more. That's how life works, right? So hopefully that made sense, because that was a little bit off topic kind of thing about, but it made sense to me, right? It made sense to me because it came all through just my mind. And this is the kind of videos I'm making at the moment, mindset style, like I say, updating you on the process kind of things, stuff like that. So yeah, next video, what's the date now? The 16th of July. So in 10 days, I am going to a supercar festival, which is going to be absolutely amazing, because it's going to be the first time I've ever seen, you know, like a Lamborghini SVJ in like real life. Like obviously the event for SVJ, maybe even my dream car as well. I'm guessing there'll be a few R35s there, maybe Nismo. Yeah, there's going to be quite a few good cars there. You know, even some like 911 GT3 RS and what have you. Name a car and it will probably be there. So that's going to be absolutely epic. I'm going to be vlogging that as well. So I'll probably do a video or two in between that time. Maybe one, two or three videos. I don't know yet. But that video is going to be an absolute epic vlog. So stick around for that. And then I'm also maybe thinking of Dubai next year. Like some January time. I don't know yet though, so that, you know, don't hold me accountable for that, because that is not guaranteed. But yeah, we'll see. So that's kind of it for now. Obviously, there's a little bit of an update on how the process is going right now. It's not, you know, it's still good. It's good because it's consistent. It's not quite as high as it was like the other month, but you know what? I'm going to push through it anyway, because that's what you have to do. You know, I'm going to keep that guard up, and I've got some new products coming up. One's going to be really good. Very, 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 very good, and looking forward to it. So that is going to be my uppercut to get out of that corner, right? So, yeah, that's all I want to say for this video. Thank you for watching. Obviously, I hope you took some value from that. I hope you get some mindset tricks and what have you from that. But I'm going to end this one here. So I'll see you in the next video.